What is up, my lovelies? Baryonyx Huntress here, and welcome back to another update video. It's been a hot minute since I've made one of these, so I felt now was the perfect time because a lot has happened since the last one. Anyway, so I guess we'll just kind of start it off with things. Again, I have an outline, so I don't ramble, but I probably still will. You know how I am. So the first thing I wanted to talk to you lovelies about is the fact that I said in the last one I was going to see a doctor about antidepressants, and I did, and things went well. We talked for a while, and they prescribed me citalopram, which is, one that I hear a lot of people start on or use. My sister uses it, I've got a lot of friends that use it, and they really seem to enjoy it, well, say that it works well for them. And so far, in the almost 2 months I've been using it, it's been doing well. I feel better. Like, I don't feel happy-go-lucky all the time, everything sunshine and rainbows shooting out of my asshole, but, that's not the point of antidepressants. It's to level you out, which I definitely feel a bit more mellowed out. Do I still have my moments? Sure. I mean, that's unavoidable, but they've been less frequent, and I've been doing much better because of it. So on to the bigger appointment, my appointment for HRT. God, I was a nervous wreck going into that appointment. Like, the day before, I was like teetering on whether or not my BMI was going to be too high or not. So I started walking a bunch and went to a steam bath and just tried to make sure I could shave off any that I could, and it was a mess. I was a mess. Then I went in the next morning, and it was a place that I hadn't really seen before. Like, I'd driven by it a good number of times, but I didn't really know what it was. And I went in and just had to sit in the waiting room for a few minutes, which made me more nervous. But then I got back there. Then my nurse was an absolute sweetheart. She was asking me, standard medical questions and stuff. We talked for a while, and then the doctor came in, and my nerves were still kind of up there, but I was starting to kind of cool off a little bit. She basically asked me to tell her my story, and, it's the same story I've told all of you. And so I was talking to her about that, telling her about my feelings and everything. She seemed to get where I was coming from. I certainly wasn't the first person who'd come into her office with a similar story. I get that. And when my excitement was definitely up, like, I was definitely giddy and nervous, more nervous at the time. But then after hearing everything and we kept talking for a little bit, she said something that almost made me jump off of the little doc lab table that they have you sit on, like the little half bed thing with the paper on it. She was like, well, I don't really see why there's any reason I couldn't start you on hormones today. And I just about fucking lost it. I was trying my best to hold in my excitement, but definitely some of it got out. I was very giddy and just swaying back and forth and stuff, and she could tell how excited I was. It definitely put a smile on her face. And so we talked a bit more, and kind of talking about the hormones I would be on, which I am currently on spironolactone and estradiol, which I have been saying it as estriadol for this entire time. It wasn't until I was just filling out an application for health insurance, literally before I recorded this, that I realized I had misspelled it and had been pronouncing it wrong the entire time. But that's okay. I did finally learn how to pronounce spironolactone properly, and that took a while. Oh my god, but yes, so I did that. They had to do my first lab to check my blood levels and stuff, so that was fun. Got to see my nurse again, because she had something she had forgotten to give me. And it was funny, she walked in and distracted me just long enough for the lab tech to jab the needle into my arm. I just felt this sudden searing pain, and my nurse was like, Gotcha. It was a good distraction. I was like, I fucking love you. Oh, man. But after that, it was payday at work, so I needed to go pick up my pay. Kate, what are you doing? Hey, stop it. Sweet kitty. She's behind me, getting up to mischief, as she does. Oh, kittens. She's grown a lot since the last video as well. But, so it was payday, so I had to go to work. But on my way to work, I picked up an order from Wingstop, my favorite place to get wings, which I hadn't had in months before that. So I figured, with everything else going on, it was a good reward. So I got my usual honey barbecue wings with fries, a drink, and some hot rolls. Kate, what is it, baby? Yeah, I know. Speaking of Kate, though, it's actually kind of relevant. When I was at my doctor's there, getting my hormones prescribed. When I was at my doctor getting my hormones taken care of and stuff, I asked her if there was any way I could get Kate a letter as an emotional support animal, and she was like, absolutely, we do that here. Just need you to fill this out, and you can make some copies, give one to your landlord, and you're good to go. So now Kate is officially a cat with a job, and she does a very good job of it. She's a sweetheart. But then I picked up my Wingstop and went to work to pick up my check, and I ate some of it while I was there. I talked to my friends. My excitement kept boiling over. And then I went home and kind of rested for a little bit. And the day I got all this done was actually election day, too. So then it was a beautiful day. I think it was in the 70s and sunny. So I walked to my polling place, which was like a mile, if that, up the road. And yeah, I went and voted, which took no time at all. There was no line, which I got lucky because I was hearing some of the people talking. Apparently I had just missed the rush because this was at like 2 in the afternoon or so. So I had just missed it, which was great. And then after that, I kind of just relaxed for the rest of the day. I finished up my Wingstop. I just kind of rested, played some games. Still was just really excited all day. It was an emotional high like I've never felt before. So as of the recording of this video, I imagine it's probably going to be edited and uploaded a day or two later. But as of the day of recording, which is Sunday the 13th, I am officially on day 40 of HRT. And if you follow me on Twitter, you've seen the meme I post every single day to keep track of it. Believe me, I am not going to forget, and I am not going to let you forget. Oh, but HRT has been a ride so far. Like, I don't know, part of it just, even 40 days in, it doesn't feel real, you know? It still feels like it's so weird that I even got to this point. Like, the hardest part of this entire journey is already behind me. I've made it this far, and I still got a lot to do, but it just feels so surreal. So look at these, and it's like, I've got these now. It just makes me so happy that I've made it this far, and HRT has been a ride. I started on second puberty like 2 weeks ago, and it's been a nightmare. I'm just gonna lay that out now. No one told me how bad second puberty could get, so I'm going to tell you how bad second puberty can get. It has been an absolute nightmare. I am feeling every emotion that's ever existed, all at the same time, and because of my repressed childhood, I don't even know what half of them are. I'm so used to bottling up my emotions that I'm dealing with emotions I've never identified before or dealt with, and I really don't know how to react to them. Kate, what are you doing? She's playing with the blinds behind me. She's torn the things up. Man, I said I wasn't going to ramble, and here I am rambling. Thanks, Kate. But no, it's just, I'm an emotional mess all the time. I'm volatile as hell. But to be honest, I've kind of started to get a grip on it, even though it still fucking sucks. I'm not going to lie about that. It's absolutely terrible. But hopefully it'll just be over at some point. I don't know when, and I've kind of started to learn how to deal with these emotions a bit. Seeing a therapist certainly helps. Also, another thing with HRT that I knew coming in was the libido. It's been at a solid 0 for the better part of a month now, at least. At least a month. It's just been gone. Like, there's nothing going on down there. To be honest, though, I'm not really too bummed out about it. It's kind of like, oh, well, cool, I guess. I guess I can get more stuff done with my day now. I don't know when it'll come back. I'm assuming it'll come back at some point. I don't know when, but, you know, to be honest, I'm kind of just vibing. Okay, I'm not horny all the time anymore, which is kind of nice, actually. It keeps my head clear, gives me more time to do things. You know, good stuff like that. My emotional volatility, though, to be honest, did kind of end my last relationship. But, you know, it's one of those things. Sometimes people, like, they say they know what they're getting into, and they're all for it. But then whenever it comes down to actually, you know, be a man of your word on that, sometimes it just doesn't work out. So, you know, these things happen sometimes. Best of luck to him, but, yeah, these things happen sometimes. So as far as socially transitioning, like, I'm fully out as being, you know, male to female transgender. The number of people who've just gotten into the full groove of using her and she on me, it just warms my heart, to be honest. It's been just great. Like, yeah, there's some people who still slip up that I'm friends with, and that's fine. It's a process. I get that. It's growing, okay? I'm still getting used to it too, even though I definitely don't think of myself as a he at all. And it's been wonderful. Like, the girls at work have welcomed me as one of their own. They just have opened their arms and just welcomed me in. Like, hell, me and one of my best gal pals at work are going on a shopping spree next week. And we're both super pumped about it. I might have to post some selfies and stuff on Twitter just for the occasion, because it'll be the first time I've ever really gone out shopping with one of my friends before in that kind of way. And I know she's really wanting to go sweater shopping. I might pick up a cute sweater while I'm out, but I don't know. The shopping center we're at has a lot of different things. Like, it's got a pet store, a Best Buy, a couple other random shops. It's got an Ulta Beauty, it's got a Ross. There's fucking everything in that shopping center. So it's been wonderful. The girls at work have just welcomed me as one of their own. My girlfriends online, they've all just welcomed me as one of their own. I'm just one of the girls, and it makes me feel really nice. I've enjoyed it. And I know that my family's kind of getting adjusted to it too. I know that it's definitely not easy on them since they've known me my entire life, and well, this is kind of a big change, and I understand that. The fact that they haven't disowned me is kind of nice, though, I'm not gonna lie. That's the nicest part of all of this, is that I still have a family. I've only lost a couple friends out of this, but, you know, they're friends I don't really talk to that often, and they're kind of just being passive-aggressive shits towards some of our mutual friends, so, you know what? Fuck them. I don't care. Like, if they're the only people I've lost out of this, I consider myself incredibly lucky and blessed. And also, just fuck them. Fuck them. Don't need them in my life. Fuck them. So, as many of you will have noticed on Twitter, I've been going on and on about this new name that I've started going by, but haven't really publicly announced yet. And, I wasn't originally gonna change my name, but it'd kind of been... I had one in mind that I was kind of practicing, and I was using D&D to practice it, actually. And it just really started feeling right. Like, I really liked being called that, even though my character was being called that, but it really just kind of stuck, so I decided to test it out a little further, and absolutely loved how it sounded. So, yeah, my new name, and the name I will be going by permanently now after a very successful beta testing period, is Claire. That is my new name, and I'm absolutely in love with it. I've only told a few people, but hey, now here's a public announcement coming out, you know. My name is now Claire. And I've told a few people, like, IRL, but not a lot. And I'm still kind of getting used to it, even though I don't go by Alex anymore. I don't really even respond to it anymore, which some people have gotten frustrated with that don't know that I've switched names. They're like, hey, Alex. Alex. And I'm just like, oh, yeah, that's me, I guess. And it kind of threw me off the other day, like, my gal pal that I talked about that we're going shopping next week. She was one of the first people I told. And she was also one of the first people I told I was trans to. She's a sweet girl. I really like her. She's a great friend. And so at work the other day, I was kind of just browsing around on my phone. It was near the end of the day, and she walked over to me and she was like, "So, Claire," and it kind of like I hesitated for a second because I was like, "Wait, what? Oh, that's my name, right?" So it's an adjustment period for me as well, but I don't know, I really like it. It flows well, I'm responding to it well, and I told my mom and sisters, but I didn't really get any text back from them, which kind of made me nervous. But then my sister texted me out of the blue the other day, and she was like, "Hey Claire, what are you doing on Saturday?" And I just about started bawling. Like, I was at work and I saw that text message and it took everything I had not to just start crying. It was so sweet. It was really sweet. Like, she usually doesn't even address me as a name when she texts me. She's just like, "Hey, what are you doing on Saturday?" No. She made the effort to be like, "Hey Claire, what are you doing on Saturday?" I was like, "Oh, that was really sweet." So yeah, that's what I'll be going by now. I'll be making that change gradually, and yeah, so I guess as far as video content goes, I'm not sure how many more of these updates I'll make, or I guess I should say how frequently I'll make them, because I made the last one a few months ago. It was back in October, I believe. No, it was September. Yeah, it was September. I made the last one in September. So we'll kind of see how it goes. As things happen, I'll do what I did with this one and just kind of compile them onto a list, and then after I feel like I have enough to talk about, I will put them on and make one of these, which I have to say, I'm a little surprised. This one, at least as far as the raw audio goes, is going to be shorter than the last one, even though you could argue a lot more happened. I don't know, though, but, you know, if you guys want to see more videos like this, let me know. I do need to get back into some of my gaming series. I'm getting back into streaming on Twitch more often lately, and I actually stream on Monday nights on BombSquad. Right now we are doing a playthrough of franchise mode on Madden with the Seahawks, which I don't know exactly when this video will go up, but I think we'll be done with the regular season by the time this video goes up. So join us next Monday for the playoffs, 'cause we'll be playing that as long as it takes us. Could be 3 games, could be 4, could be 1, who knows? We'll see. But anyway, thank you lovelies so much. I'm glad I was able to talk to all of you again. If you guys have any comments or questions for me, leave them in the comments below. I'm always open to talking about things and answering your questions, and I would love to talk to all of you. But anyway, I hope you all have a wonderful day, and I will see all of you lovelies later.